perfect timing.
Yes. But the folks from the floor, this way it's perfect.
Exactly as you pick it, 9:25. Maybe others will join by Zoom.
Larry probably will be on Zoom, and I think maybe Eli might be here also. This morning was mine from but this one was mine from the morning. Oh,
Eli,
right
good
in
man,
time,
Eli.
we just came.
I was the first person to vote this morning.
Whoa.
Right.
I got to go to like 5 to
Did
9.
you in Holly?
What? Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. It's pretty empty. They usually do. I usually take 4 minutes to vote there. This time took 12 minutes when we went last Sunday. There were like lines within the building. Stand here, stand there, stand there.
But at least
I think it was 4 minutes.
Yeah.
we were happy to be there.
Yeah.
I just want to go back to we started Thursday and to do, but to touch points that we never touched. So look at the Rambam. Here is the Rambam. Perek Chaftet V'Chot Kiddush. Just a review a minute. Rani says that the New York Times today is a little critical.
There was an article in the Times today saying that even Mamdani supporters feel like he's too young for the job, which is interesting. The Times will publish an article like that. Yeah. And the other one said the Chinese Americans are split between Mamdani and not. The older ones don't want him, and the young ones want him.
I saw the headlines on that. I didn't see the
So this is
article.
good because if the Times is willing to publish items that
אחרי
are,
זה סוגרים פה את הדלת תזכור, ב-10:05 יהיה הדלת
They
סגור.
really punted on their
בסדר,
refused
בסדר.
endorse.
כאן.
First time, this is the first time saying that I told you last time, the New York Times refused to endorse.
they didn't endorse a candidate, which is a big deal for them.
Which means that they themselves feel.
They're not certain. They're not
Yeah.
certain.
But they didn't want a phrase to go against it.
Well,
They-
they have an element of a heart and a brain, an element, not a lot, but they do have.
Yeah.
They do, in their own mind, care about the city.
Look a second, the פרק כ"ט משבת, let's just repeat. Yeah, I opened for you,
Yeah.
there you have it. We saw this Rambam many times, I'm just
Sorry,
repeating.
Kafka?
פרק כ"ט.
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you, Rabbi.
מצוות עשה מן התורה לקדש את יום השבת בדברים. But this is essential when we speak about Kiddush Friday night. Remember, every mitzvah that we are part of a community, people remember and associate with the physical things you do. If you ask someone, what is Kiddush Friday night? The one is secondary. מצוות עשה מן התורה לקדש את יום השבת בדברים שנאמר זכור את יום השבת לקדשו, כלומר זוכרנו זכירת שבח וקידוש וצריך לזוכרנו בכניסתו וביציאתו, בכניסתו בקידוש היום וביציאתו בהבדלה. Which means that me and you, our wives and our kids are obligated to praise the Shabbat min Torah. Now
They're
comes
equating to have the lamb with the Kiddush?
because this is a good point.
See, the way this language.
Very good. So the commentators say, you see from the Rambam, the mitzvah of Havdalah is also Mahatorah.
According to Rambam.
Right.
Some argue.
No, some disagree. Why is it important to know? Is your wife obligated to Havdalah or not? You see, she's obligated in Kiddush. If Havdalah is Minat Torah, because Havdalah is linked to Kiddush, so she is Chayav Minat Torah. So therefore, there's no doubt that she can make Havdalah on her own.
Yes.
Since, as Eli said, some disagree with the Rambam on that, this is why they suggest Ashkenazic and Sephardic women try to hear the Havdalah from other people. But according to the Rambam, there's no doubt.
So for
She
example,
can make Kiddush for herself, she can make Havdalah for
I
herself.
saw many years ago, don't be Yosef with the Hadalah in the shul, go home, because my wife does not fluent in Hebrew. So I make the Hadalah
Right,
at
right,
home
right,
for
right.
for
This
her
is-
and me.
This
We'll do it.
is exactly
That's
the reason.
underlying principle, right?
Right. Now, look who said what he says. So remember, the Rambam is a master in halacha. Here he didn't mention the why. He's telling us the mitzvah.
Yeah.
Only 4 halachot later. Look 4 halachot later. Halacha vav. Midivrei sofrim. Here remember suddenly the why. Midivrei sofrim. Lekadesh al hayayin. To make kiddush on wine. Ulavdil al hayayin. To make havdalah on wine. ואף על פי, אוקיי, ואף על פי שהבדיל בתפילה, פיין, צריך להבדיל על הכל.
Biggest proof of this is Yom Kippur.
Right,
Shabbat.
right.
We
Right,
have in
right.
mind to do
Right.
Kadesh Shabbat be'Amidah.
Later you'll see that it's extremely important that the Kiddush is what we praise Shabbat. The rabbis established to use a cup. I use a cup by wedding. I use a cup by Brit Milah, by Pidyon Laben. So remember the cup. Remember, this is a very famous phrase. Ein omrim shira ela al hayayin. When you praise Hashem to show the importance of your praises,
Wine is essential part of it.
right? In a minute we'll come to it that the Mordechai says in Masechet Yoma, it doesn't say anywhere in the Gemara that you have to use wine by Brit Milah. Says the Mordechai, but the bracha on the wine, yes. Why are we using a cup in Birkat Hamazon? So this, remember the phrase, Ein omrim shira. Shira is poetry or a song. Every bracha, the content is praising Hashem and His accomplishments. This is shira. Ein omrim shira ela al hayayin. Fine.
So Rabbi, the fact that if somebody didn't have wine and he could do it on bread is indication that the wine
This
is
is
not
the
essential.
This is the best proof of it. Yeah. Eli said he made kiddush on bread. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the last week, yeah.
Now, look at Halacha Zayin. Zayin, the same page. So now the Rambam is describing to us, כיצד הוא עושה, לוקח כוס שהוא מחזיק רביעית, או יתר, מאוד רביעית, ומדיחו מבפנים ושטפו מבחוץ, you have to make sure it's clean, you rinse it, הוא ממלאו יין, fill it up with wine. Some people think if you have, if it gets almost to the tip, it's fine, but if it's half, okay. ואוחזו בימינו, you make kiddush holding the cup in your right hand, ומגביהו מן הקרקע טפח, in the time of the Talmud, the Rambam, no one sat on tables, people sat on the floor, yes? So, which means, whenever you make kiddush, the cup has to be lifted, טפח, 4 inches, ולא יסייע, don't assist your right hand with your left, ומברך על הגפן, ואחר כך מקדש. So remember, the ברכה על הגפן is שירה על היין, ומנהג פשוט בכל ישראל לקחות בתחילה פרשת ויחוד. The custom is to say ויחוד first, yes? Why is it important מנהג פשוט? If your wife missed the ויחוד, she's not missing anything in the Kiddush.
I see.
Now, what happened if your wife didn't hear the half of the Borah Pri Hagefin? The way we defined it, it's fine. Because the Kiddush that she heard was Kiddush al hayayin. She didn't hear the Borah Pri Hagefin, but the Kiddush al hayayin she heard.
We're talking about Friday night. Or
Friday night.
But if she didn't hear the other part, the Mekadesh Shabbat.
No, this, the bracha is the Kiddush.
Oh, wait, we said Geffen and then we said Kiddush.
remember, first year we said.
We already
Baruch
assumed
Hu.
she, yeah, we already
First
assumed
we
she
said
heard that,
Baruch
yeah,
Hu.
got it,
Then we said Baruch Hu.
right,
Then we said the Kiddush.
yeah.
Okay. Now look at the Rambam says what happens
It's an
after.
elementary thing you told us many times, and we tend, because we do it every week, to tell everybody that I'm being Yosea, the group,
It's
and they're
important.
also accepting
It's
mine.
extremely important.
But we take it for granted, everybody sits around.
Later you'll see how important it is.
Yeah.
You see, everything we said today should not be, so to say, out to the public. Everyone has to be by Kiddush finished. We are learning now the essence of Kiddush. We're saying, even if you miss this, that, but
Yeah.
the essence of Kiddush is in a minute. Okay? Then the Rambam says, what do you do after? Listen carefully. ואחר כך מברך על היין, אוקיי? מקדש, ושותה מלוא לגמר. Okay? Cheekful.
Does he say sitting or standing?
He didn't mention once what you do.
Yeah.
ומשקה לכל בני חבורה, and he makes sure that everyone around will sit. Why is that?
Kosher beracha.
Only Magid Mishnah says with the kosher beracha. And the Gemara says, I think the point. The Gemara says, let's say if you have distinguished guests, and you say because Amazon and wine, this course is the same kosher beracha of Kiddush. So be'emet, every time I go to Sheva Barachot, every time people use, I make sure that I drink from the kosher, because the Gemara calls it kosher beracha. Very often, in weddings, I'm the witness. Ashkenazi and Sephardic are exactly the same. After this, you put the wine away, I coach quietly, I drink, you know what? This is a kosher beracha.
You take
Okay.
a tap where you did.
No, I drink. No, remember, I'm out of the picture now. Everyone is dancing, I'm going to the back where the wine is. It's a kosher beracha.
From the course itself, not from the
Of course,
bottom.
we-
All right, but Friday night, if somebody doesn't drink, but they haven't sealed it down, there's no
No
problem, of
problem at
course,
all, no
okay,
problem at all.
make sure.
Okay, listen carefully, הוא משקה לכל בני החבורה, fine, ואחר כך נוטל ידם, the Rambam is very good. And the Magid Mishneh said, what you said before, that the reason why people have to drink, but what we are going to discuss now, maybe Pastor tomorrow is, listen carefully now. Eli made Kiddush Friday night. Did you have any guests Friday night, Eli?
No, actually, it's a minimum, my wife and my daughter,
Okay, you're lucky.
3 people.
My wife decided, because she's going to Israel next week, she invited 2 of the kids. So we had a big.
Nice,
Mhm.
nice group.
So let's assume I made Kiddush, okay? Amen. What happened if I spoke before I drank? Was my 2 sons, Yotzei or not?
Yeah.
You realize what happens?
Mm.
Now I'm going back to your point. If I made an announcement before, you are obligated the same as I. But I am Motzi. I am Motzi, but I spoke now.
Yeah, but still, somehow you still.
See what
won't
Eli
say-
is saying now?
Yeah,
We see in
we
a minute
learned,
why.
we
We see in a
learned.
minute why.
But you're not Motzi, you have to
Yeah.
do it again.
We see in a minute, do I have to do it again or not? And the same question we're going to have. What happened if after I said Mekadesh Shabbat, accidentally the wine spilled? No one drank your wine.
And replacing the
But-
wine, you didn't have.
But,
time
Eli,
left.
but we did say Kiddush al Yayin, huh? We did say Kiddush al Yayin.
But you spilled, but you didn't
No,
drink.
Eli, no,
Mhm.
again.
When did you
again.
drink? When did
No,
you?
no. Again, Kiddush al Yayin means to show the
The-
utmost respect.
The wine is present.
The wine is present to show kavod to the words, to the bracha that I recite.
But you said Borei Pri Agefen, no?
I said, no, it's bracha lebatala for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
No,
You
don't
haven't
worry,
drunk.
don't worry.
Okay.
But at
Okay.
least the
But you want to say,
presence
did you
of
make
the
a
wine-
Mekadesh
We'll see,
Shabbat?
we'll see.
Did you fulfill Mekadesh?
Mekadesh Shabbat, this is the
Okay.
point. See, I'm asking you,
Yeah.
did you fulfill the mitzvah of Kiddush? The answer is yes.
Yes.
And why is yes? Because we started firmly that the Kiddush is the bracha.
Right.
The bracha has to be recited on wine. I did recite the bracha on wine. I should drink it because I said Borei Pri Agefen,
Right.
but the drinking is not part of the, you understand? This is why
presence
Always
of the
this-
wine elevates the entire
this-
concept.
Take it out, let's see an interesting example now.
So now coming up, somebody takes then another bottle out of the refrigerator and you have to say, but it, I guess, and
Oh,
again.
so you
you're not
also
gonna say
managed to
Shemek
go
Deh.
out.
After the speeches, when.
Oh, you stayed all, we left that, Joey.
We left
Frank,
after
No,
the-
We stood by, we went to that Thanksgiving.
Who spoke after the first one?
After Joey was Morris Catton. After Morris Catton was Eli Dweck, the president.
Yeah, and
Or
then
Eli first and Morris, I don't know.
Rabbi Alvi.
Rabbi Alvi.
Nice.
Everybody spoke, Joey spoke the longest, everybody else spoke 4 minutes. Correct?
So Sammy, the question we recite, we emphasize very much because of last week, that Kiddush Friday night is the blessing that you make. Rambam says openly, 4 halachot later, make it on one. Good. So now I'm raising the following question. You made Kiddush Friday night for the family, but Mekadesh Shabbat, then you forgot and instead of drinking, you spoke to your wife.
Well, she was yelling at me.
You didn't
Well,
answer
then
back.
you'd be
You
quiet.
didn't answer
What-
back?
What does it, no, what he's saying is, let's say,
Sorry,
sorry,
סתם.
if you have to tell your wife, did you give food to the dog, you have to listen, otherwise, does it affect the Kiddush or not, you realize? This is why definitions here is everything. זאת
Why should
אומרת,
it affect the Kiddush? Maximum it affects the, would it be a
okay, you may say,
No,
yeah,
it's not
but-
what it be again.
no,
Here-
there wasn't.
All right, but it hits sick, right?
Respect Kiddush has to be recited on wine. You did recite Kiddush on wine. The only problem you have
It's
is,
sick for the drinking.
עכשיו תראה דבר יפה, look שולחן ערוך, open סימן רישא עיניו.
So if I said, just say Hagefen again, you won't be happy because.
לא, אבל זה שטויות.
You can't say that.
We'll see in a minute. So look at second, סימן רישא עיניו.
Different, man.
Just a minute.
While you're looking it up, so when I say Kiddush during the day on Hamotzi, right? I really have to have in mind that this is a Kiddush, otherwise stomach could be like any other day.
Nothing, it's not.
So you really have to have a machshava,
So
the
the main
fulfilling
reason-
Kiddush.
You're right. The
That's why we
main-
have the Pesukim
Oh,
on Shabbat.
The main
on the
reason
day.
why you say Pesukim is only there. You see what Eli said? We said last week, Be'emet, the Kiddush is
Just have to
Morabi
say-
Agef.
That's it. No other.
By
sauce.
using wine before the meal, I show that this meal is a special meal, yes? But this is the but. Otherwise, it looks like, okay, I'm making Kiddush. So אני רוצה להראות לך, here, second. Shulchan Aruch is talking about the wine spill. That's fine today. Okay, look at Reisha and Aleph, see if Tetva. It's almost towards the end. Tetva, I think. I try
I
always to
have to
bring
go
this
to
in.
Aleph. Yeah.
Tetva, you have
Zayin.
Tetva?
It's
Tetva.
Zayin, Teva, Basil.
קידש, וקודם שטעם, הפסיק בדיבור, זה אוקיי, סימנס. חוזר ומברך בורא פרי הגפן, why? because it's a ברכה לבטלה. If I made בורא פרי העץ, yes? Yeah, the grapes fell off, I can eat it. I take another grape, ואינו צריך לחזור ולקדש.
Because you said that.
And the reason is because Mike,
You could
the
do
mitzvah of Kiddush was completely fulfilled, and the wine is secondary. You realize the wine is secondary. Good. והוא הדין, אם נשפך הכוס, קודם שיתעמו ממנו.
What does that mean?
If the cup spilled, by mistake, I kicked it. Okay? But, this is, we have to say why. יביא שם כוס אחר, ומברך עליו בורא פרי הגפן, ואינו צריך לחזור ולקדש. See, this second half is a problem. The first one we understand. I spoke, okay, the wine is still here, okay? After that, we'll repeat again because it was hefsek.
Oh,
Why, if the wine is spilled, what is the point of bringing another cup of wine? Everything was fulfilled.
it's not
Remember,
necessary.
it
It's not
said,
necessary. What-
you finished Mekadesh Shabbat, correct? Kiddush was recited
And the
on
presence of the
wine.
wine was there.
Everyone was
So
your
why would you need to do it
Okay,
again?
if the cup is here, I have to drink it because I said Barapi Geffen. Why is the wine here necessary now?
Is it because the regular concept of Veicha, I gotta do, eat or drink what I need to Veicha on? Is it just
But-
simple
but-
as
You
that?
lost that
But
already.
you lost it
You
because
knew
it's
that.
spilled,
You knew
because
that.
you spilled
No,
it.
it's not there anymore.
We
So
haven't
if I dropped the
So
grapes
that
and
means
they're
you're not-
dirty.
No, no.
So even though
No,
we still
it
have
is
to
You're
careful.
making a new beracha, that means no beracha is lost.
No, look a second.
Otherwise,
I
don't
know,
make
but
it
still,
over.
I made charcoal on this.
No, no,
It's spilled. It's finished.
no.
If I bring another cup of coffee or water, I have to say
Right.
charcoal
Got
again.
it.
Actually, it's in it more.
Except we want to make a connection with Kiddush and Yain. We still, since we have the ability to drink another cup of wine, we want to associate Kiddush and Yain together. It's just, that's the way we do it.
Eli is a good pulpit rabbi, but Eli is put it, Eli, you have to put it in halachic language.
Okay.
No, you understand what I'm saying?
Okay,
Eli
I
is
have to be
saying,
trying to think
we
of
made
how
Kiddush
to-
on wine, so where's the wine?
Basically, this is how we do it. This is the Kiddush is
You
on
know what
the
Rabbi
wine.
Soloveitchik says? Rabbi Soloveitchik says, that in addition of Kavod HaKiddush, the meal has to start with wine.
אין שמחה, יש לנו בשר ויין. אולי זה
He
משהו.
says you want to show that the meal is an important meal.
Special,
You start the meal during the week, you wouldn't start your meal. ככה הוא אומר, זה מאוד מעניין.
like they go to a restaurant, you wanna have
Yeah, but
wine to
this-
start the meal with.
This exactly.
Let's go to pizza store, you don't know.
This is exactly, but you do realize, yes, according to this explanation,
Yeah.
you have another explanation now, realize why everyone Friday night around the table has to drink. We spoke before you came in. Why is everyone drinking from Yom Kiddush? Okay, so באמת, he said, כל שברכה, זה ברכה, but Rav Soloveitchik אמר
More
עוד
than
דבר, everyone in the בני
You
בית,
have to start the
they
meal
have
with
to
wine,
start
you
the
see,
meal. This
even
is
if
a
it's just a
special-
sip.
Tonight's meal is not a regular dinner. It's not ביום טוב, it's not בשבת. Look now, משנה ברורה.
זמן השתנה.
Look now, משנה ברורה, משנה ברורה. Here the משנה ברורה, first there was a blessing, what Sammy said. Look at the second white line. You see INA, you see INA, is that it? הפסיק בדיבור, ואם הפסיק בדברים השייכים לסעודה, וכל שכן בדברים השייכים לקידוש, נורא בהפסק. Okay, you understand, yes? You're saying something that is related to the meal. I don't see the salt on the table, fine. Look at the next. ואינו צריך לחזור ולקדש. Remember, this is when he spoke. This is before he lied the wine spill.
Right, you already did what you had, you did the necessity.
ההפסק
Yeah.
אינו מגרע אלא ברכת בורא פרי הגפן. Your speaking is affecting only the בורא פרי הגפן, yes? מפני שסך בין ברכה לטעימה, because you spoke. אבל הקידוש כבר יצא, שהיה על הכוס כדין, וישתה עתה אחר הברכה. Now, he's raising an interesting question. It says, when you have to make again בורא פרי הגפן, yes? הוא מברך עליו, ועל אותו הכוס לא היה דעתו מתחילה, yes?
Second cup.
Yes,
Yeah, he
second
had his
cup.
mind on it. He knows it's coming.
Right. ואם היה דעתו מתחילה, listen carefully now.
Like
Yeah.
this,
בשעת ברכה לשתות יין יותר, אינו צריך. This Friday night, because I had two of my kids, the special bottle of wine, yes? So if you remember, this is interesting. If you have a special wine that you like, put it on the table when you make Kiddush, which means that in the back of your mind, of the people present around the table, you have in mind this. He says,
That's the wine you make Kedushin, or that's the wine you're gonna have after?
since I had in mind to drink it in the meal,
Ah,
Because
so
you're
the
at
new
second
cup
cover.
of wine that I'm drinking is included in this.
Which may not be the same wine, it's not the same
Right,
we're
but
not
wine.
it's
gonna say
only, remember, it's
Okay.
only if you had in mind to
If
drink
it's in
other
another
wine.
room, it's another
Your
story.
custom, even if it's in another room, but if your custom is always,
Oh.
when the meal begins, look what he says. ואם היה דעתו בתחילה, בשעת ברכה, לשתות יין יותר, אינו צריך לברך בורא פרי הגפן, אלא ישתה תקף, כוס אחר בלא ברכה, ובלבד שלא יפסיק בדיבור שלא מעניין הקידוש. Okay. Now, look a second.
Now, we said before that the people who heard it don't have to say hear the bracha again. They could drink from their wine, even though you spoke, right?
I didn't catch it yet.
Yeah, but
My
you
question
started
was,
with that.
said, listen to this. Said, what happened? Remember, I am motzi everyone. No, תשמע, it's a very, if you think about it, when you made Kiddush, I made Kiddush Friday night, I had 14 people around the table, yes? Are they yotzeh with me? Or it's as if they made the Kiddush on their own? It sounds like, תקשיב טוב, זה חקירה מפורסמת. Every time I am motzi you, what does it mean? That by listening to me, you're fulfilling the mitzvah.
Oh, no.
Here, I spoke, but Eli made Kiddush also. Sam made Kiddush also. My speaking should not affect it. But if they are yotzeh with my Kiddush,
you're on the train.
my Kiddush is not good because I spoke. שאלה רצינית מאוד.
your Kiddush.
תקשיב טוב.
If yours is about halal, why should everybody else?
לא מדבר על הקידוש. No, I'm asking you now. I'm asking you.
מותר.
They covered for the Kiddush, but they covered for
This
the
is again
wine.
what I'm asking. I made Kiddush a cup of wine.
I listen.
Yes,
I wanna
listen,
be yotzeh your
everyone,
Kiddush and drink
Shabbat.
everyone was yotzeh for sure. Before I drank, I forgot and I spoke. So I definitely have to make another bracha. Should you make another bracha now?
No,
The machloket atzuma. Why not? Think of it. Why not?
because.
Are you on his train or you're on your own?
This is the point. This
You have your own tickets or you're going on his
is
ticket?
good analogy.
We just learned that you don't have to make another Kiddush if you.
The Kiddush chaver, but Borei Pri HaGefen said,
No, no,
Borei
no.
Pri HaGefen.
The Kiddush, but
I'm
Chai
asking
Shabbat
you
is
only
covered.
the wine. Said
I'm gonna drink Geffen. What do I care about your Geffen?
because
Are you on his,
By
are you
HaGefen
on his
is
train? Are you sharing a seat with him? Or do you
Yes.
have your own ticket?
I'm on this train.
Okay,
He's
okay.
yotzeh and I'm yotzeh
Okay, but the
Kiddush.
question, the thing is
He
though, I
can't
think
drink,
that
but I
I
can.
learned that if he spoke, he still doesn't have to repeat the bracha.
Okay, let's see.
That's
Okay,
not-
What if I spoke? What if I spoke?
okay, we're going to
still
see.
don't
We're
have
going
to.
to see the Mishnah Berurah two
Yeah,
sides.
what if you spoke? Depends what train you're on.
We say if I spoke,
No,
I have to make
It's
whatever
a very
I
good question. Yes.
We
He says
say
he-
I have to make
So
whatever
if he
I
stays
Sam,
quiet and you
Sam,
spoke, are you
Sam,
covered?
you
Depends on what
realize-
train you're on.
Yeah, it can't be.
Sam,
You're not gonna tell me
you
not to
realize
talk.
this. Eli's case now is reversed, but it's the same chakira. If my kiddush counts as if you made it, if you spoke and I did not speak,
Then
you
you
have
have
to
a
make it
problem.
again. Right. זה אותו חקירה בדיוק.
Why would I have to
Yeah,
make
Because
you
it's
can.
a fake brachot on both
You
sides.
flipped it.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do.
I'll tell you why it's
Everybody has the BC.
No, I'll tell you why it's it's an interesting question. Listen to this. Rabbi Frank has the following teshuvah. But listen carefully. And the Brit Milah, right? The Brit Milah is gone. The reason I looked into it was a friend of mine. That was a friend of mine. Remember, Sam is grandfather. Baruch atah Hashem borei pri HaGefen. Yes. And Baruch atah Hashem asher kidai sheגיד מבית. And you read the bracha. Baruch atah Hashem koret haberit. Okay, this is the end of the bracha.
He hasn't drunk the wine yet.
Now, Sam continues. אלוקינו ואלוקי אבותינו, קיים את היד הזה, give him a name. It's another 7 lines. Why is this אלוקינו ואלוקי אבותינו?
Not
It
a-
doesn't count as הפסק to בורא פרי הגפן. Think about it again. Again, ברוך אתה השם בורא פרי הגפן, יהיה להם קורא את הברית. זה ברוך אתה השם
It's
קורא
all
את
part of
הברית.
the whole ceremony. Therefore, it's not really a say.
Believe it or not, we don't have 4-2, but the 2 brings 2 opinions.
Ah.
Some say that whoever said Borei Pri HaGefen should drink
Drink and
right
then- and
after
then do the
Koret
rest.
HaBrit. Then give the ring. Others are saying, no,
It's all part of
since the
process.
Maaseh, it's part of the, a good example is, let's say Birkat HaMazon on a cup. Okay? When is Birkat HaMazon over? Ali Chasrenu. לעולם עליך חסרנו. Then you say Rachamani. You have it also.
Yeah.
What gives me the right to say Rachaman to his wife, to my grandchildren? Why shouldn't you drink the wine?
Before the Hamas.
Rachaman is an added piece. You can see the Kat Amazon is over. Ali Chesrenu. Okay, so now we say Mishabarach. It's the same problem exactly. You realize? It's the same problem exactly.
Unless it's exempted.
The
as a
brachot
Mizrachim.
and the Brit Milah are over by Koret HaBrit. The Elokeinu v'Elokei Avotenu is a Mishabarach. I mean,
Same answer. It became part of it.
Yeah.
correct.
That's it.
But it's two opinions.
Depends on your opinion.
No, but it's two opinions. תשמע, so the Rav of Brisk, היה מחמיר מאוד, but in a very quiet way. תשמע מה שהוא אמר. When he was a rabbi in Europe, he used to always drink after Koret HaBrit. And then he said to give them a, here is in Yerushalayim, and Yerushalayim, no one is doing it. So in Yerushalayim, you say, till the end, then you do it. He was always very sensitive to the minhag of the place. Tishma. So he took a man before he started, and he whispers to the man, I have in mind you, Borei Pri
So that person drank.
You drink at the end. And so you are not saying the Elokeinu v'Elokei Avotenu, so you're not making the hefsek. ככה היה, you know? So everyone is asking, what does it help?
Yeah.
He's not for you.
Two questions. This is a separate question. But if the rabbi believes that saying the Misha Berach to the baby is a hefsek, the other fellow listens to this Misha Berach, the same, it's a hefsek for it. See, this is our
Yeah,
question.
if the driver of the car, his license is not valid, then how's the passenger get covered?
It's exactly the same question.
Same thing.
So but bottom line is, Mishnah Berurah says, Eli, that if you are motzi, forget now, in a motzi, said a motzi to your family, Eli said a motzi, you gave out the chali, the pita, you spoke, they didn't speak. Pri Megadim says it's not a problem, as you said. Pri Megadim said, I said a motzi for you, it's as if you said it. You didn't talk.
Depends on your perspective.
Many disagree. And many say, no. My motzi covers you. If it's not good for me, it's not good for you.
You can see both sides easily.
Right. Now, in the case of the Rav of Brisk, it's not a big problem because anyway, the two in the Shulchan Aruch are saying, as you said, say Elokeinu v'Elokei Avotenu, as long as you don't talk. Remember, as long as you are not talking.
Yeah. If he spoke to another story.
Today, because we have many distinguished grandparents, rabbis, is there to divide it anyway. You remember any Brit Milah? After Koret HaBrit, you call another rabbi to give the name. So
the name the baby.
The proper way to do it is for the rabbi who made the
She had drunk at that time.
to drink a little bit.
Somebody else. Could he just take them by Kamala Yisrael?
Otherwise, I forgot. I think it was by Jeffrey. I'm pretty sure I was in Bet Torah. This is exactly how it happened. I made a Borei Pri HaGefen and Koret HaBrit. Then I forgot when you call maybe even I don't know. Then I kept quiet and I ran to the cup afterwards again.
Oh, but you didn't drink that time.
I didn't drink. I forgot.
If you put your finger in it and you taste it, would that suffice?
You feel very uncomfortable. People around and no one is doing it.
If you put your
Chacham
finger in
Baruch, if you remember, by every wedding, he used to spill the wine on there.
Did he put his finger in
Spill
it?
the wine on his hand or
Oh,
put
you
the
can't.
finger.
Yes,
It depends on which way. The best is
put it in
It's
your
a
hand.
the best the left a little bit. The best is you fill up the cup
That's what you have.
and it spills.
Then,
Then when you give the cup away, then you
oh, from your hand, not.
Go ahead. No, but it's the same one you made Borei Pri HaGefen.
It's not shitiyah, it's not.
Look careful
it's not
if you
shirut, it's
look
nothing.
careful if you go to that type of weddings, especially the young rabbis. Most of them will do what I just told.
They said that
No, but
I'm
I'm explaining to you why.
Why I got it, but it's
Okay. So this is why you have to be very careful the way you do it, the way you do it. So now, before we go to the other book, look. look a second, there's something fascinating. So remember again, it's Chidush Atzum in Shulchan Aruch, that you have to refill the cup. Look at the Mishnah Berurah, a fascinating case. Look. כתבו הפוסקים, you have it,
What letter?
it's Eli, it's a Seif Katana in Chet, the third line.
Yeah, I see it.
כתבו הפוסקים, listen carefully, okay? Listen carefully. I know that you lost sleep, but כתבו הפוסקים, אם קידש על הכוס וסבר שהוא יין. Listen carefully.
Oh, Savar Shuyan.
I thought it's wine.
Oh.
Someone filled it for me. ונמצא שהוא חומץ או מים. מסביר או מולר. ייקח כוס אחר של יין, סם, ויברך בורא פרי הגפן, ויקדש שנית.
Oh,
make קידוש again.
because he
Why?
didn't have
Why?
wine present when he made the kiddush. So wine present is not. That's not
Case
essential
we
ingredient.
spoke before, Sam and I spoke.
He had a wine
It
present.
was a perfect kiddush on wine. Here you made a perfect kiddush on beer, on water, כלום.
Wine was not present.
וכיוון שלא היה יין נמצא, שלא קידש על הכוס כלל. ומכל מקום, this is unbelievable. אם היה דעתו מתחילה, משעת הברכה, לשתות יין יותר, remember, as it happened this week, I had a special wine my wife likes very much. On the table, I make kiddush and grape juice, but I know that during the meal I'm going to drink it.
Yeah. So you already had in mind as something other than what's in the cup.
Yeah, why?
Therefore-
And now, in the kiddush you made on water.
Yeah.
It says, אינו צריך לברך שנית בורא פרי הגפן, רק לקדש. This is it. Listen carefully, Eli. Listen carefully, Eli. I made
With or
kiddush
without?
on water by mistake.
Yeah.
The kiddush doesn't count. What?
No,
Remember, why? Because the kiddush has to be recited
And
at
why?
Why? But we said the Kedusha, the kid, we said, we
Correct.
already said it separated.
Eli,
No, we said before.
took it too far, I understand.
We said before we're separating, once he finished.
We are
it, he can write
separating,
it
but
present.
after it was established, that kiddush has to be recited on wine, you did it on water, you didn't do it.
Okay.
So he's telling you now something unbelievable. Take again a cup of wine.
Say that.
Don't say Borei Pri HaGefen because you had in mind the wine on the table, but say kiddush again.
Because wine wasn't present.
If it was, come, Sam, Takif, in a minute
You're
you.
saying because the cup that I was holding up was
Correct,
shaken.
correct.
We're not gonna rely
Shaken.
on what was on the table.
So listen, it comes out fascinating. I'm counting, guys, I'm counting on the wine on the table for the Borei Pri HaGefen.
But not on the Kiddush.
Correct, because I did not make it.
I see what you're saying, but
If you spoke, is that are you in trouble? Also, does the kiddush is half second
Well, we
when you
said
drink
that
the
if you
wine?
spoke, you still always say the kid, you only say Hagefen again, you don't say
If he
Kiddush
Comes
again.
Rabbi Akiva
He says,
Eger and
oh,
he says,
water.
Is that a problem?
comes Rabbi Akiva Eger and says, no.
Okay,
Listen what Rabbi Akiva Eger, comes Rabbi Akiva Eger and says, no, why no? Emet, that I had in mind the kiddush on the table.
The wine
But
is
since the kiddush mind doesn't count, this is the biggest upset in the world. Again, my Borei Pri HaGefen and water doesn't count.
Right.
But it counts on the wine here. But meantime, you said 6 lines. ככה אומר. This is it. If you understand, it's ככה הוא אומר. But
Okay,
Maran,
that's 22.
but you have to explain Maran. So Shlomo Zalman Auerbach says דבר מבהיל מאוד. He says, אמת, the kiddush is הפסק, but in my mind, the kiddush is part of the, if you do what you do because you think halachically you should do it, הולך שם הפסק. Here he says.
Oh.
Again, of course my kiddush is
Right.
bracha lebatala. Now I'll tell you why it's important.
Yeah.
Your wives maybe don't have the problem, but Ashkenazim a few years ago made a big deal. My wife likes the word for Yom Tov. She says Shechianu, and she lights. 45 minutes later, I
Yeah,
make
kiddush.
kiddush. Some people tell the wife, don't say Amen on the Shechianu because you're children. Comes from Zalman Auerbach and says, and here Feinstein agrees, Avada definitely agrees. I say Shechianu because I have to say it, because I didn't say, oh, my wife Shechianu. it's part of the package of Kiddush. He says the Amen is not the Hefsek. Again, when is it the Hefsek? If I know that I shouldn't, I mistake. But if you think that the Kiddush is the Kiddush, maybe we'll elaborate it tomorrow. I have to run.
Okay.
I don't know, we'll elaborate.
I have a question. I was at this wedding, I told you, wherever, in Rome, and so they had somebody saying one of the brachot at the end of the screen, and the long bracha, Asher Yatsa.
The last one.
So in between, he stopped, and he thought it was over. It wasn't a rabbi saying it, and he said something, and the rabbi said, "No, you didn't finish." So he finished the bracha. Now he didn't repeat the bracha. This is the. I assume they're still married.
Yeah. No, married for sure. You're the case. It's a bracha of 6 lines. In the middle, he stopped and he spoke. And the rabbi says, if he didn't finish, continue.
Did he speak? Did he speak?
Oh yeah, absolutely spoke.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely
if he
spoke.
said- If he didn't say anything, okay, I'm continuing.
See,
See.
and
No,
the only,
it's okay.
the only, no, sir,
Well,
the only
Rome is
limud,
good.
the only limud school I was once in this fancy rabbinic wedding, you know, big,
Yeah.
and the one that reads the ketubah is a big rabbi from London, and he reads the Ashkenazim read the ketubah.
Yeah.
And you see he stops, then he continues. After he finished, he goes. The rabbi made a mistake in the ketubah. Made a
Ketubah is a
mistake in the
mistake.
ketubah. He realized if he stops here, he embarrasses the
Of
rabbi
course.
who officiated. So quietly, when the rabbi says, "Okay, let's write the rabbi ketubah,"
And they had to
It's
read
very
the ketubah
possible.
to the
I hope so.
No, Eli. Only limud zechut. The rabbi was what he said is wrong. He did wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe the guy was the type of a guy that is, he would feel very, very embarrassed. So the rabbi felt to tell to miss a bracha that you really maybe. Who was the guy that got the last bracha? A relative or
I don't
wouldn't get
dignitary?
away. It wasn't important to them.
I
It
don't
must be
remember.
some
I just
important
know.
to the family.
No,
I just know. I said, what was this? Something.
No, but if it's ish chashuv more, it's a big embarrassment.
No, like they're called the uncle or relative.
Yeah,
they
somebody
make
goes,
a
But
mistake,
there are
you
two
know.
types of uncles. Some uncles
Yeah.
can take it easy, and some
They wouldn't
uncles.
give a bit of half. It wasn't respect to the family.
You should just say, let's start again. You should. The
Chazon-
rabbi should just say very nicely, let's start again. Start the bracha
This
again.
will be
you
the
know.
best. This will be the best. Chazon Ish, Sami, and his minyan. If the Baal Korah made a mistake, if B'di'avad it was kosher, he never corrected. He told no one in the crowd has the right to correct, just me. Remember? Because he held. The guy prepared. He knows he's reading by the Chazon
The
Ish.
Syrians, doesn't matter what mistake they all yell out. The least, the smallest, the ma'amid.
תדע לך למה, תדע לך שזה טעות. ככה חזון איש אבל טעות.
So Rabbi
יצא
Diamond
בדיעבד.
Rabbi Diamond was what said in the Quran. How do we know the Quran we have today is the same as it was? He says, go to any minyan, somebody makes a mistake, they kill him. So therefore it's continued. Then they would have got to the stage.
שומע, the Satmar Rebbe was once in shul, תקשיב טוב. It was a relatively new Sefer Torah, and the Baal Korah found ממש a mistake.
Yeah.
the Hasidim, you never posek on your own, he calls the Satmar Rebbe. The Satmar Rebbe starts to think, then he says, bring me Shulchan Aruch. It took him 5 minutes till he decided that it's possible. Fine. Then the Baal Korah says to him, Rabbi,
What
this
took you
is
so
a
long?
black and white
He wanted to
mistake.
show us
Says the Sufer is sitting in the crowd.
an embarrassment. Like, let it
If I
be.
would have stopped right away, it's the biggest humiliation. This way I showed it.
Needed some consideration.
Wow.
It's very,
Eli
very considerate.
takes big people,
I think.
sensitive people. Not like, this is the only limud zchut we have to the rabbi.